Today may sound like a rant, a little bit more than it might be a practice, but it's 100% a practice. And today's practice is going to be simple, much like all the others, and it's probably going to be pretty short and easy for you to grasp. Stop making excuses. Just stop. It's really that simple to stop making excuses. You're probably thinking to yourself, but I don't know what to do next. I don't know what I should be doing right now. I don't know what my vision is yet. I don't know what my purpose is yet. There's some details that I don't have ironed out. And that's probably all true. But if you want to find an excuse to not do the thing you should be doing, you will always be able to find it. You will find 100% of what you're looking for. So just stop fucking making excuses and go do the thing, even if you don't know 100% what you should be doing. Even if the only thought that comes to you is to go take a walk, or go meditate, or go clean that pile of dishes and fold that pile of laundry. It will take yourself off the hook, and you'll stop stressing, at least for a moment, about not knowing what to do. And then you'll have a cleaner, more organized, put together home, a more fruitful environment, a more fertile environment for you to hatch whatever that next best thing is. If you go for a walk, your body will start to count that as another win because you did something for your physical fitness and your well-being. And in that, your mind will get a little more relaxed as well. And in that, you'll have taken yourself off the hook again, and you won't just be sitting around the house scrolling on the internet, zoned out in some video games or some Netflix. And in those spaces, when you're able to relieve that stress, relieve that mental strain for just a little bit of time, that's where you'll find the answers. And again, the whole vision, every step is not going to come to you at once, but the next best step will. The next best feeling will. And in knowing that feeling, that step will 100% show up. And then you'll start knowing what to do. Even if it only moves the needle just a fraction of a percent, it's a fraction of a percent closer. Stop thinking you have to have it all figured out before you start. Stop thinking every little thing has to be perfect before you start. If I had waited until everything was perfect last January when the idea was hatched to start Manpractice, the in-person group, it never would have come together. But 2 weeks after the idea was hatched, I said, let's just go with what we got and the guys that we have. And that's how we started. Literally building the airplane while we were flying it, making tweaks here, establishing new boundaries there, tweaking the format over here, finding and attracting new men over there. And the pieces start showing up and the process starts getting more refined. Is it perfect now? 100% not. Much like the vision for this current channel right here. Like, I was absolutely atrocious in front of a camera at the very first video that I created. I wish I had the original videos that I had started recording last year. They're lost to the ages now, but they're definitely like some stuff for the blooper reel. But I just started anyway, and I just kept doing it. At the end of last year, there turned out to be some misalignment between myself and my business partner in this. And on his way out the door, he left me a parting gift of deleting the entirety of the YouTube channel and all the videos that I had created up to that point. I 100% could have used that as an excuse to stop doing this. I 100% could have used that as an excuse to not keep going. And I just kept taking the next step. The group kept going in person. I kept creating my content. And at the end of the day, you're always creating. You are always creating something. You get to decide, though, what it is you're creating. So if you want to continue that normalized storyline of I don't know what to do, and use that as an excuse as to why you can't become the father that you should become, why you're not getting that raise at work, why you're not showing up as the partner that you should, for your lover, then you'll stay stuck and you'll stay not knowing what to do. But the second you start telling yourself, I always know what to do, and that's the truth, you always know what to do. So stop lying to yourself and stop making excuses. And even if it's the tiniest little thing, just do the next thing, and it will keep the momentum going. It will keep your confidence rising steadily. Here's a nugget. Do you want to know where confidence comes from? It comes from evidence. Evidence that you can do what you say you're going to do. So instead of standing there crippled in fear, scrolling Facebook and YouTube and all these other channels, stop making the excuses and go do the thing. Whatever it is, start stacking some wins and start building some confidence from the evidence that you create from the actions you take. And little by little, the pieces will come together. Little by little, you'll become more confident. Little by little, the bigger picture, the dots, you'll start to see them get connected on what you should be doing and how you're going to get there. Because every day you've had measurable results. Every day you have these wins. And you'll stop experiencing those extreme highs and those extreme lows. That's where a lot of that confusion comes from. That's where a lot of that misery comes from, is because your brain doesn't know. Your mind doesn't know if you're winning or losing every time you start something, but because it's not perfect, then you instantly stop. And so you get that extreme hit of dopamine when you start, but then you stop because it didn't go as planned or it wasn't perfect. And now it's been a week, 2 weeks, a month since you've touched anything. And now your brain is confused because you got so excited and you had this extreme high. But then you stopped when the first sign of struggle or failure or excuse arose. And now your brain's going through that extreme confusion because now it's got this low of, hey, what happened to the momentum? What's going on here? And that's where a lot of the confusion is coming from. In that, you'll start to trust yourself a lot more too. Why? Because you're telling yourself you're going to do something and then you actually go and do it instead of, I'm going to do that thing tomorrow. This is going to be the year where I finally get in shape and lose that weight and don't feel embarrassed to take my shirt off as summer rolls around. This is going to be the year. But the first time you slack on your nutritional program or the first time you miss a day or two at the gym, instead of just turning around and going right back the next day, you stop and you're like, oh, well, it didn't work, or oh, well, that was hard. You're not going to hit a home run every day. It's those base hits every day that consistently add up and consistently create that confidence. And then in that, you consistently start to trust yourself more. And when you trust yourself and you start to know who you are, and when you start to know what you are, the more of that you have, the more these ideas will just, they won't even trickle in anymore. The steps won't just be a trickle anymore. It will be like someone has opened the floodgates. Because that trust in yourself, that trust that things are going to work out, that trust that the answer is going to show up, so you just take the next imperfect step. Regardless, you might be wondering, oh, Aaron, your lighting's a little off today. Or Aaron, the sound is not quite as clear as it should be. To be candid with you, I'm still building my new studio right now. And to be even more candid with you, I'm colorblind. So the lighting might be a little bit off every day. There's literally like only 3 colors that I can accurately distinguish on a consistent basis. So there's a good chance that might be off every day. Does it stop me from creating these videos? Does it stop me from creating more content that's of value and useful to men? Content that I know is going to get them measurable results because of the measurable results that it has gotten me for so long and so consistently. Even that could be an excuse though. Well, the quality of his videos are not professional quality and his lighting's a little off and his audio is there was some kind of noise in the background today. And if you're looking for an excuse to not take action, or if you're looking for an excuse to not heed the wisdom that's being shared in these videos, If your brain works like mine, it's pretty easy to even latch on as something as simple as the lighting or the color of the background or the quality of the audio. But what I can guarantee you is that the lighting, the audio, anything that you may see in me right now, like the little wrinkle on my shirt, whatever it is, it doesn't change the value of what I'm sharing with you. It doesn't change the fact that that's just another excuse as to why you shouldn't be doing what you know you should be doing. You always know. You always know. Sometimes it's deep, deep down inside. And sometimes it's right on the surface, just waiting for you to take that next step. That's today's practice. When's the last time you've practiced knowing exactly what to do and taking that step anyway? When's the last time you've practiced not telling yourself, I don't know what to do, to be the man I always needed in my life? With that, I love you guys. Look forward to seeing you next time. If this video was of value to you, of course, subscribe to the channel. But what's even more useful and impactful is share it with another man that might be struggling. Share it with another man who might be looking for something different in his life, a way to better himself, a way to consistently improve himself. That's the beauty in all of this is as men, we can be in this together and we can work together to better ourselves and hold each other accountable. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments or shoot me an email or a DM. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Love y'all.